Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. We're going to take a look at another Dollarama, well in this case a headlight, not a flashlight particularly, but headlight flashlight slash work light. Kind of an interesting thing. So this was about $5 I guess at Dollarama, so it was cheap. Let's see how cheap. Anyways, the packaging of the plastic is so brittle, it's like cracking away from itself. That's pretty cheap on the plastic. At least it makes it easier to get into the sucker, maybe. Oh yeah, this is like too easy. All right, got that. Oh, got a head strap. So they're saying that this thing is 350 lumens on the flood beam, which it's looking like that's probably going to be the big cob, and 120 lumen spot beam. Okay, well, we'll see how that works out for us. 2 modes basically, that's about it. So we've got on, now that's the top light, and then we got the cob, and then off. Pretty simple. Comes out of the holder too. So 2 separate pieces. Kind of cool. Apparently it's weather resistant. You can rotate the headlamp as well. So that's pretty useful. Magnet strength. Let's give that a little test. It can hold its own weight, but I probably wouldn't trust it on any kind of rusted metal. Probably isn't going to be powerful enough to stick to that. But clean metal surface definitely sticks to. All right, so it does have, of course, USB rechargeable, and looks like underneath the power switch is where we're going to find that. There we go. So right underneath the power switch, that's where we're going to find our charging port. That's kind of an interesting new little idea. Kind of like that idea. Nice. Now, nope, we can't get into this thing, so it's a sealed unit. Yep. Screwed together, at least 2 screws for sure. Curiosity always gets me. Nope. Absolutely no way into that thing. All right, so let's see if we can get the headband attached to this thing and see if it's any good. All right, so we just gotta have to slip this sucker into the edge there, kind of like so. Bring this around like so. That looks all right. Fit it to the size of your head. Actually it's pretty good, and I still got a ton of adjustment room left. That's all right. Cool. That's not bad. All right, let's kill the lights in here, and we'll see how bright this is. Wow, not too shabby. Point this thing to the ceiling. Not bad at all. Okay, so let's go to the cob. Oh, that was the cob. Okay, so that was our cob there. There we go. There's our little headlight. And the cob. I think I like the cob better. All right. So, curiosity. How close are they on the lumens output? That is going to be the interesting question. Now, even though they say it's weather resistant, it's got a 1200 milliamp battery, so that should provide us quite a bit of run time, depending on which light we're using. They say 2.5 hours max. Spot beam is definitely the top, and the flood beam is definitely the cob. So they've actually got that indicated down below here. So far, I'm pretty impressed for under $5. Let's see if they can impress us some more. Power. And I guess I'm going to have to reposition this camera as best as I can. And we'll position this for you guys so you can see. And we'll get our sensor up here. Let's see what happens. So it looks like we're looking at about, I'd say about 3, well, let's call it about the amount of bouncing it's doing here. Get that light focused right. Let's say about 250 lumen. And the cob, okay, about 350. So pretty good. Okay, I say that's fairly accurate info we've got off of this thing. Now, as far as the rest of it goes, slammer on the head. You can pull this right off of here, leave the bracket on your head, and then you've got this. So if you need to get into a smaller space, you can. It's got a nice little hot spot on it right in the middle there, as you can see. That's actually pretty decent there. Pretty bright. Now, they have ranges that they claim on this thing. Where was it? 5 meter distance. So that's about 15 feet. Now, of course, they're not saying which light, but let's shine this out through the room, because if I go to the back of my studio here pretty much, I easily can light up 30 feet. 30 feet easy. The center hotspot is still fairly bright, so not too shabby there. Now let's go to the cob. I think the cob would be your 5 meters. That would be more realistic for the cob, but the main headlight part, that's definitely going to get you well over 5 meters easily. So, but yeah, that's not too shabby. All right, where do we put our light switch for our lights in here? Just had it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. We kind of left the thing around here. I know, I just had it. That's bad. That's horrible, guys. I just lost my remote for my lights in here. And I got a flashlight on my head. Go figure. Oh, there it is. It was upside down. I couldn't see it. All right. So, what do we think? Lumen information, I'd say, is pretty accurate. We actually get a little bit extra out of the main headlight. That's good. We're getting reasonable within the actual cob. Runtime, we're not going to know until we've done some actual thorough testing. I like the idea, whoop, that was close. I like the idea of the magnet on the back here, especially if it's a clean surface, right? Then the magnet definitely sticks and it does hold its own weight really well. More than what I can say for some of those Voltex work lights we've got. I like the idea of the clamp system, and you know, you can rotate it, pop it right off the clamp. Really good quality strap for the headpiece. That is a big bonus there. I'm kind of wondering if this will work with my Energizer one. Maybe. I'm thinking I might buy another one just for the strap for the headlight. My wife said she's going to make me one, so I'll give her a shot at making one, see how it turns out. I'm pretty sure she can do a really good job. So, but yeah, this is called a Farpoint or Farpoint. It's a Dollarama thing, and I thought, well, let's check this thing out. So is it worth the $5? Yeah, I say it's worth $5, definitely. It's definitely within spec of what they say it does. You know, I'll give them that. I like the idea of the charge port being right underneath the power switch. So that's kind of nice. If you do lose the rubber for the power switch, you can still turn it on and off. So that actually works. Okay, in which case at that point it's no longer weather resistant, so keep that in mind. But yeah, that works pretty good. No idea what the charge time is going to be. They don't exactly give us instructions on that, but they do say it's good for indoor, outdoor, camping, emergency uses. Okay, I'd have to agree with them to a certain point of the camping part. I mean, it'll light a path in front of you for X amount of feet, but it's not going to be a long-range beam. What do you want for $5? Seriously, okay? So it could probably work for anything close up, outdoors, indoors. It's going to be fine, okay? Definitely would be great if you're working under the hood of your car, even, you know, say you got to fill up your oil or maybe top up your radiator or your washer fluid jug and you're on a dark highway with no lights or back roads. This is definitely going to be a lifesaver, right? So you can actually pop this in your head, pop your hood, and away you go. You're good. Change your car tire, do it for that sort of thing. I would actually keep one of these in the glove box, you know, so buy a couple of them, one in the glove box in your car, make sure it's topped up at least once every couple months, give it a good charge. I'm sure you've got a USB charger in your car. If you don't, well, you know, I mean, it doesn't cost much to buy one of those from the dollar store either, and you can plug it into the cigarette lighter hole or power plug, and away you go. I don't think it's going to take a lot of drops, you know. It is a harder plastic, so it's not a malleable plastic by any means. You know, the cold weather may be what kills this thing as far as the bracket goes. If you're using this out in the really severe cold and it's been in the car and it's severely cold, it might be okay as long as you leave it on here. But I think if you tried to pull it off and it was like basically frozen in your car, right? That may or may not be an issue. It's hard to say. Don't know. The headlamp strap is great though, because that's still a lot of adjustment room left over. And it fits comfortably. I mean, there's no forehead pad on this. But hey, again, it's $5, right? You know, but it does sit comfy. You know, it is comfortable sitting there. So I kind of like it. Anyways, I have no issues. As far as what we would do with this, I'd give it a solid 4 out of 5, to be honest. And I would say get yourself a couple of these things. It would, for under $5 a pop. I mean, come on, seriously? It's really not that much money, okay? And it does work well. It is very bright, you know? It's within its ratings, which surprisingly enough, you know, and if you actually, even if we only got like half the run time they're talking 2.5 hours, but even if we got half of that, we'd be doing good. But I think we would probably be looking at half when we're running the cob as opposed to the little top LED. The top LED, I think, is going to give us the most run time, and we're going to be a little shortchanged on the main cob because those bigger cobs, they're pretty bright at a close range, right? But they do chew up a lot of juice, that's for sure. So, you know, that I do know. Yeah, I think that even with the runtime, let's say we get, I don't know, 2 hours, we're still doing good. I mean, you're going to know when the battery is getting weak because obviously the light is going to get weaker, right? That's a good indication of a time to recharge it. Yeah, I think all in all, that's where I think I'd put it. And just be careful of the very cold weather around this thing. If it's been sitting in your vehicle or sitting in your garage or any place where it's really going to be super ice cold, especially in the wintertime, then you might want to be a little careful about the bracket part, but I think the rest of it will be okay. But like I said, just don't purposely drop the thing to see how durable it is. Unless you want to see if you can waste $5 or not. You never know, right? I'm not about to do a drop test on it because I kind of like this thing and I don't want to break it. So besides, it'll cost me more in gasoline to go buy another one than it is to do that. So, because I live a half an hour outside of the nearest city. So, yeah. But, yeah, not too bad. And like I said, the magnet holds its own weight, at least for the light. Clean metal, yes. Rusty metal, no way. It's not going to hold right. It's too weak for that. But otherwise, there you go. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Like I said, Dollarama. There you have it. So, see ya.